Hi guys, it's Angela. I am back from a little mini hiatus. I was on vacation for a little over a week. Before that, I was kind of preparing for vacation and going crazy with baseball and softball every single night. So I've been just crazy busy. I haven't been able to film in probably over 2 weeks, I think it's been. I apologize. So I'm trying to get a couple of videos filmed for you now. This one is basically a little vacation review. I went to Branson, Missouri with my family, and we also went with 2 other families. So there was a total of 5 adults and 7 kids. The kids all ranged from, let's say maybe 8 to almost 16. So we had a good age range. They all get together wonderfully, and we just had the best time. The only bad part of the trip was the fact that we drove, and we live in Connecticut, so Connecticut to Missouri, it took about 23 hours. We had a van with 7 of us in one van and 5 of us in another. And it was kind of hellish. I have to say, if you follow me on Twitter, you should have seen all my tweets from... I tweeted a lot on the ride down, but on the way back I was just kind of exhausted and just wasn't in the tweeting mood. I was just getting over the vacation and just waiting to get home, getting through the car ride. It was just not fun. So on the way down, we actually left at, it was 10 o'clock at night on Thursday night. And it was after a whole day of being up. We worked like maybe half to 3/4 of a day. Both my kids my daughter had a softball game that night, my son had a baseball game that night that we didn't really want to miss. So our plan was they were going to their baseball games, softball games, my husband was with my son, I was with my daughter, and we all met up and with the other family of 3 and packed the car up and took off, and it was 10 o'clock when we finally left. One bad part about starting the trip off was because the kids had baseball games, they're in their baseball uniforms, and we had packed a change of clothes for them to change into for the car ride. Well, it turns out that I forgot to pack my son's sneakers along with his shorts and t-shirt, so he had no sneakers for the trip. Fortunately, I had a pair of sandals packed for him for like the pool and stuff, and he had to wear those. So the first full day that we were actually there, we stopped at Walmart to buy him some new sneakers. So that kind of stunk, but what are you going to do? I mean, it's so stressful to pack for a big vacation like that. You're not only packing clothes, but you're packing stuff for the car ride, stuff to keep the kids busy, and snacks and stuff like that. It was just a lot to do and think about, and so I forgot sneakers. I also forgot like my 2 main brushes that I use for myself and the kids, but I remembered that right as I was before my daughter's game, so they're supposed to be there like an hour ahead of time. So during that hour before the game started, I actually ran, I think there was a CVS a couple miles away, so I was able to run to CVS and get 2 brushes for the trip and throw them in the bag. So that was a little bit less traumatic. So our trip went wonderful besides that little hiccup in the beginning in the car ride. And so we drove all night long and all day the following day on Friday, and we got there Friday night and checked in. So this is actually our second time to Branson. It's very unusual for people in New England to go there. It's more like a big vacation spot for like the middle of the United States. So it's funny because every time somebody asks you, hey, where are you going on vacation? And we're like, Branson, Missouri. And they're like, huh? What's there? They don't know anything about it. They're like, do you have family there? And they're like, no. If you don't know anything about Branson, it's kind of like, it's sort of like a mini Vegas. You have the one main strip, long, shows, all different kinds of shows that you can go see. There's a regular amusement park and there's a water park. Both are pretty awesome. Of course, tons of restaurants and little shops and just, it's tons of stuff to do. So the first time we went, we repeated a couple things from the first time that we really, really enjoyed. There's a couple things that we didn't do again, and there's a couple of new things that we did the second time. And so one thing that we repeated from the first time was the Dixie Stampede, and that was tons of fun. We love that. You basically either choose the north side or the south side to sit on, and they do just like a stampede show thing. They got horses, they have stunt riders, they had people chopping trees down, they had little piglet races, which was adorable. And then while all this is going on, they serve you dinner. It's all no silverware, so you have to eat everything with your hands. You get this huge chicken, basically. It's like almost a whole mini chicken. Another piece of pork. Yep, and then a little piece of corn on the cob, and and like potato wedge. And the food there is excellent. You get so much to eat. You're stuffed full. You have endless supply of either Pepsi or iced tea to drink, coffee, and then you get like this apple turnover for dessert. So that is definitely one of our favorite things to do there. We had such a blast, and I could have been actually in the show. They have some audience participation. They came around and asked me, but they said, are you wearing a skirt? And I'm like, yeah, I was wearing a dress. I was like, oh, darn, you can't be in the show if you're wearing a skirt. I'm like, okay. So unfortunately, I wore a dress that night and I couldn't be in audience participation. So, all right, so the next thing was the Ride the Ducks ride. We did that last time. They actually have two different rides. One is like on the main strip and one is down by the Branson Landing, which is like a awesome outdoor shopping center type place. So the main strip one we did last time, that goes through the nice mountain area and you go into the Table Rock Lake. I don't know if you know, if the Ride the Ducks is basically you're driving on land and it can go in the water like a boat. So we decided to do the other Ride the Duck ride since we didn't want to do the same thing as last time. And this one went kind of like on a downtown tour. We went by the College of the Ozarks and toured through that college. And then we went into the Lake Taneycomo. I can't remember if that is the right word. I don't have it in front of me, so there's another lake down, a smaller lake down by the shopping center. And everybody on the ride got little duck whistles. So that was a lot of fun. Of course, the kids absolutely love that. And then when they're in the water with the boat part, they let all the kids in the boat, car, whatever, drive it. So I got pictures of the kids driving the boat, and I'll put those in right here. Alright, so the next thing I want to tell you about is a new thing that we decided to try. Like I said, we were there with 2 other families, and they wanted to do the show it was the show of the new acrobats of China, some kind of circus acrobat type act. Our family wasn't really interested in doing that. We wanted to go see Tad Oliver and the Talking Dog. I believe he was just on America's Got Talent, I think, just this past season or this season. It's still going on now. I can't remember. But apparently nobody else wanted to go see that. They had to go see this acrobat show. And we kind of got overruled. We decided to just stay together as a group and go see this new Acrobats of China show. And that, I must say, was quite a disappointment. I mean, the tickets weren't that crazy expensive, but it was still definitely a waste of money. It was just really kind of lame, and it seemed very amateurish. And they actually made several mistakes throughout the show. It was just pretty poor. So that show I absolutely do not recommend you go seeing if you ever go. All right, and so the last thing that we did, well, not the last thing, I mean, there was other things that we did, but our last big thing that we did, which was our most favorite, was the Branson Bell Riverboat dinner cruise and show. And we had seen this the last time we were there. We had driven by it and we're like, oh, that looks really cool. We definitely have to do that the next time we come. And we did. So we booked that in the evening. It was a 7 o'clock cruise. And it was definitely a lot of fun. The boat is huge. Huge stage inside. You're sitting at tables facing the stage. And again, they serve you dinner, a fabulous dinner. It was so good. Again, this time you got to eat with silverware. And they had like a magician type guy, a comedian magician type guy that was great. They had these 5 guys that was like a singing group. They were amazing. I absolutely love these guys. They were pretty cute too. And then a woman who was a pianist. She played the piano. She played the violin. And she also did aerial, what would you call it? Like an aerial performance, like the where you have the 2 curtains coming down, and she goes in between the 2 and kind of spins and whatever. And she's doing that as she's playing the violin. So it was pretty wild to watch her do that. Yeah, that was definitely our favorite thing of the whole week. One of the kids in the other families that we were with got to be picked to go on the stage with the comedian magician, and he was like a natural up there. I think he's like 8 or 9 years old, and he's just adorable. And that was fun watching him up on stage, and he did such a great job. So that is pretty much it for my reviews of if you guys ever get to Branson, Missouri. Those are my top, let's see, 1, 2, 3, top 3 picks. And one pick that is a definite no-no. For just a quick little haul, I got a Branson t-shirt, of course. And then we got our little Christmas ornament from Branson that we like to get on all our vacations for memories. So it says Branson. It's just got some scenes all around. And then my husband picked up this lovely shot glass here. A redneck shot glass. It says Branson, Missouri at the bottom. And on the back it says, so I don't know if you can read. The bottom says Yankee. The next one says a member of NRA. The next one is Good Old Boy. And then the top one is for rednecks. And then the last thing I got, which I absolutely love, everybody has one of those name necklaces. And I found one at the Dixie Stampede. And it is different. I have not seen anything like this. It's got the little horseshoe charm here that you can actually take off. It's removable and put on like a charm bracelet. And it has my name here with a colored blue stone. I picked blue because of my birthstone is sapphire. And I got one for my daughter also, and I got her the pink stone. So, love this necklace. It's very, very pretty. So that is about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my little Branson, Missouri review. Let me know if any of you guys have been there and what you thought. What you guys seen, and if you guys are interested in going, and if you have any other questions, just ask me down below, or you can always tweet me. I'm always on Twitter, same username, Momielady, and that's about it, guys. I will talk to you later. Bye.